Hello and welcome. I am Jesse Jerdak, and today we are rolling for InitiaGive. We're telling a fairy punk story, and we are raising money for Doctors Without Borders, and this is all made possible by our sponsors, Kobold Press. So thank you, Kobold Press.
Thank you, Kobold Press.
Yes, indeed. We have the distinct honor of playing Tales of the Valiant, which is Kobold Press's very own RPG system. Like I said, we're benefiting Doctors Without Borders, and to tell you exactly how you can help us is my beautiful and handsome business partner and treasured friend, Forrest the Valkai.
Oh, I didn't know we were talking about me. Okay, hi. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you tuning in. Today, we're going to be playing some fantasy heroes, but if you want to help some real live heroes and make the world just a slightly less terrible place in the process, you can use the donation link directly below this video to donate to Doctors Without Borders and save lives all around the world.
Yeah, we're going to save lives all around the world, both fantasy and reality.
Yeah, we're gonna make the world a better place by playing a children's game.
Yeah,
It's going to be great.
So, first things first, we're going to go around the table, introduce ourselves, and introduce our character. Ginny, would you start us off?
Hello, I'm Ginny D. I will be playing Sister Eloise Vandergraaf. And my pronouns and hers are she, her.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Moore-Lambert. I am playing Kirky Counterfire, and both of our pronouns are she, her.
Hi there, my name's Forrest Valkai. I'll be playing Dr. Victor Vindica, and both of our pronouns are he, him.
Hello, my name is KP, and I am he, him, and I play Azad, also he, him.
Hi, Amelia Som, any pronouns, playing Retha Yanis, also any pronouns.
Hi, Catie Osborn, aka Catie Osborn, she, they, playing Gwendolyn Copperplate, she, her.
That's such a great 80s turn.
Man, I don't think
It got more dramatic.
Yeah.
Really good.
Man, that was great. No notes. Are you guys ready to play some Tales of the Valiant?
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yes.
let's do it. I'm going to do a dramatic intro.
I'm excited about it.
All right. The grand labyrinth of the cosmos connects millions of worlds and planes of existence where stories and legends grow. They flourish and they intertwine. Within this labyrinth, we see the planet of Athair, a world emerging from an age of magic and mysticism into an age of industry and technological wonder. The year is 1662, and it's in the early summer. A passenger train, driven by the latest Samagratin arcane engines, explodes through the morning mists, a rarity in these parts. Flocks of sheep bleat in alarm and scatter to the hills, alarmed by the unusual sights and sounds. The passenger car rolls a d20. The passenger car is sparse, and it looks like it might hold 30-plus individuals. However, there appear to be fewer than a dozen passengers rattling along the tracks of the Arcane Railway now, as most of the other travelers off-boarded yesterday in Ard-Kahir. You're drawing near your destination, an hour or less, and you'll be able to stretch your legs on stable ground pretty soon, without the cacophony of clacking wheels and train whistles and braying livestock from 2 cars over. The lantern light flickers and bounces around as the railway pitches and yaws around the rolling hills of the misty countryside. Condensation clings to the edges of the windows in the late morning. It's noticeably cooler the closer you get to the glass. Empty saucers and cups, crumb-filled napkins, and morning breakfast detritus litter the passenger car, like small memorials to the meager breakfast provided earlier this morning. A sweet smell permeates the area as the moisture outside begins to saturate the wooden train car. Some of you may know 1 or 2 of the other passengers. Some of you travel in solitude. Your destination is the small town of Antriur, a quiet farm town in the emerald green nation known as Gallia. A country known for its independence, its perseverance, and its welcoming borders to those seeking refuge. The attendant, an elderly gentleman with a very neatly pressed vest, pushes a brass cart, and as he begins to collect the remnants of dishes and the morning breakfast. The train unexpectedly kind of pitches off to the north, and he kind of loses control of his cart a little bit, and the cart rolls askew and bumps sharply into the knee of a young passenger. He looks at you, Amelia, and begins to apologize profusely. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, 1,000 pardons. Would you please describe the person he sees?
Yeah, so Upadhyayula is a pretty short, person, half human, half dwarf. Any pronouns, not that this conductor person would know, but they have kind of short, curly, blonde hair. They're wearing this glove that goes up their arm, concealing their entire right side, and just pretty regular traveling clothes. They have a sort of like tool belt that has like several different loose tools and some kits on them. A few books are stacked in the seat next to them. Very sort of like warm but quiet, reserved composure. And they just say, "Oh, that's fine. Yeah. No,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I read into you quite hard.
yeah, no, it's sturdy."
You're adorable. My apologies. Can I offer you a crumpet?
Yeah, I'll take a crumpet. Yeah.
All right.
Love a crumpet.
I'm fresh out, but I will be back.
You don't need to. It's all right. It's quite all right.
Thank you for your kindness. I'm very. Are you sure? You're fine.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And he goes about the cart, picking up the rest of the morning's remains. Sitting not terribly far away, we see a gentleman, seemingly traveling alone. Forrest, where in the train car would Dr. Vindica be sitting?
Definitely in the corner, just far away from everybody else, trying very desperately not to be noticed.
Okay. And what do we see when we look at you?
Dr. Victor Vindica is a tall, lean, gaunt, haggard-looking man. Lines and wrinkles across his face that seem to be much older than he is. Dark bags under his eyes that kind of betray how little he sleeps. Sort of permanent air of deep thought, as if he's been locked in contemplation for hours, maybe even months at a time. He wears fine clothes that have definitely seen better days. His hair is, greased and proper, but it's hard to tell if that's from fine pomade or he just hasn't found a good place to shower for a little while. He is leaning over to the side of the cart, just kind of quietly to himself in such a way that it makes it seem that if the wall and the chair weren't there, he would just fall straight through the ground. He is a tired and withered looking man who is, like I said, just trying not to be noticed by anybody, just over there in the corner, quietly to himself.
And as Dr. Vindica leans against the glass window, you can just see his breath kind of as he kind of contemplates whatever he's contemplating in silence and solitude. A hush falls over the cabin as all eyes fall upon a young woman returning to her seat. You can hear the word Sanctus. Oh, she's a Sanctus. That's a Sanctus over there. Huh. And a few excited gasps escape. Ginny, your character has managed to capture every eye in the cabin. What do they perceive in both reverence and perhaps desire when they look at you?
This happens sometimes, when I go places. So you see Sister Eloise Vandergraaf, who steps into the cabin with her entourage behind her. She's a sort of a buttercup yellow golden tiefling with finely arched black horns tipped in gold. She's wearing a sort of an inappropriately flimsy white and gold set of robes. And behind her are two human women who just fixated on her every move, which is not unusual,
As you make your way towards a seat, a gentleman stands up. He's like, "Oh, madam, please," and his wife just elbows him really hard in the thigh. Just.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You're so kind. Everyone is so kind.
I'm very kind. Yes. Sorry. This is Jane.
Hello. You're so kind as well.
Just looking daggers at you. Do you sit in the man's seat next to his angry wife?
I had my own seat before, right?
You did.
So you're so kind, but I actually have my own seat. Isn't it wonderful how we all get those?
It's true. Yes, but I must admit, I've been admiring your seat.
It's very comfortable. Do you want to trade?
No, I suppose that wouldn't be appropriate. Well, it looks like I have to salvage what's left of my relationship. Best of luck to you. Thank you for all that you do.
You're so welcome. I turn around and go back to my own seat.
Okay.
Incredible.
The quiet town of Entrier is going to be a change of pace. It's quite different than the metropolitan capital city of Ardcahir. Kate, how do you feel about your journey thus far, and what do we see when we look at your character?
As you watch, so Gwendolyn Copperplate is humanoid in appearance. She has a certain kind of sheen to her skin, and she has striking, dark sapphire eyes and long, sort of curly hair that she's piled up into a bun. She has little glasses, and she has moved into this train car. She's got like a pile of books on one seat. She's got like two books open in front of her. She's got like her pile of stuff sort of like up against the wall and stacked on top of things. And she's sort of, you can see that she's reading two books at the same time and kind of going back and forth. And then she's taking notes on her little tray. And she's sort of like in her own little world, but she's excited to be journeying. That's the right word. She's excited to be journeying. She's on a trip. She's having a good time.
Love it. And you see people kind of like peering around because, as you said, you have just sprawled. You're a city block of literature. You see a little boy. He appears to be maybe half elven in lineage. And he's kind of peeking over the back of the bench seats, and he's gonna try to see what you're reading. What are you reading about?
Oh well, this one is about Fae, and this one is about the old gods. But you, young sir, you might like this one. And she sort of like ruffles through, and she finds it's like a kid's picture book about like Maiden Mother Crone. And she kind of like passes it. Like she kind of like looks around and she acts like it's like a big deal. She knows that it's not, but she like makes like she's like. You can borrow that if you like.
I won't tell us so. All right. So he like sits on the floor, like on the dirty train floor, and just sits crisscross applesauce and begins just pouring through it. And every now and again he peeks up and he just shows you a picture that you've probably seen before, but he's super stoked about it. I think you can. Around that time, a very panicked looking attendant announces from the back of the train. From behind him you hear, shrieks of agony and absolute terror.
Attention passengers, I regret to inform you that our other passenger car is experiencing a bit of technical difficulties. He's holding people back. We are going to need you all to scooch together a little bit. You. Yes, if one compartment, please. We are making room for our luxury guests. If you would please be so kind. And around that time, like a very robust woman of maybe half-work lineage just pushes right past him. She's dressed in like head to toe finery. She's got like a little tiara and a monocle. She's like, never, my goodness. And you see these very upper crust members of society exploding, gasping for breath and panicking and looking at it back and forth in just terror. And he's like, yes, please make sure there's plenty of room for our luxury guests as we are trying to provide a luxury experience for these fine individuals. And this chaotic line of people just explode down the aisles. Their attendants are like doing their best to like hold all of their belongings and it's just a mess. And you're kind of forced into one little, just the four of you right now are forced into one little compartment, just sitting face to face. As people are like, you hear screams and you hear clanging and you hear people shoving heavy bags around and accidentally stepping on one another's toes. There's a little bit of an odor right now.
What does it smell like?
Give me a
Perception check, first roll of the game.
Oh my glob.
Hold on, I can find it.
I love that
Haha.
we're kicking off
Holding
this
back
epic adventure with smells.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burp any
Just do
minute
it.
now.
Yeah,
I don't.
just do
It
it.
wants
Make
it,
it
but it's not
happen.
here yet. It's no.
We won't be cutting it out.
No.
Nice.
That wasn't it, but it'll come.
well, yeah.
Sorry,
When you do just let it fly, it'll be
It's
wild.
That was a natural 6.
Natural 6. It's hard to say. Organic,
Okay.
foul.
Okay, so it's not like good.
No,
Okay.
it's and it's just on the back end as you guys are kind of pressed into like the single compartment near where Dr. Vindica was sitting.
Okay.
And you're just kind of like sitting awkwardly face to face. There's like 2 more seats with the 4 of you and the 2 attendants. Everybody's just kind of like facing each other
Wow,
awkwardly.
look at us. We're so close together. Oh my gosh. What if this is the way that we meet and then later we think about it this way, you know?
Gwen looks
What?
How crammed into the back are we? Because I was sitting in the back of the car, so how crammed back there are we?
I like to imagine that like Retha just came in with like a toolbox and a bunch
Yeah.
of books and just sort of like jostled against you. Accidentally. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would. So I'll just grab my medical bag. Please, excuse me. Here, take my seat.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
Charlotte, something awful has assaulted your senses. A bilious, pungent smell, nausea-inducing. The train car attendant is attempting to peacefully file everyone into an adjacent car. And as you wade your way through what is becoming an exceedingly packed train car, guests are grousing about the service and in loud stage whispers, and the attendants are trying not to acknowledge that. And you scoot past the reason you are currently being forced into a new cabin as a pompous-looking man of orcish lineage, dressed in finery with neatly combed hair and a thin, curly pencil mustache, is holding a very queasy-looking bulldog. And he begins arguing with the attendant.
Well, surely the clotted cream must have been spoiled because Miss Kitty can only ingest imported dairy from Porrits, and this was clearly local clotted cream, and you shall be hearing from my legal team.
And the bulldog, there's just is oozing things, just both ends. It's a mess, and this car does need to be vacated. And as you make your way into the adjacent train car, what do we see when we look at your character?
Well, actually, you may not see Kirka Counterfire first because in her lead is a dog of her own. A mutt, maybe sort of a lab pity mix, black, a little white mask, white toes, a little shaggy, medium-sized, and the dog stops in the middle of the aisle and whips around to this poor, suffering bulldog and sort of starts to stick her nose towards the offending odor with a little worried dog expression on her face. And Kirka sort of snaps her fingers and says, "Oh, come, Ember, we don't. I know it's very interesting to see a first-time dog owner fail, but I assure you this would never happen to you. I take much better care of you than that. Don't pay them any mind. Come. And so Ember, with sort of a sad little turns and proceeds through the car, and Kirka hurries after her. If she were a regular human woman, she would not be remarkable looking. She's about 5'7". She's not stacked. She's not lithe. She's just sort of average, sturdy build, except for the fact that she's a dragon person.
That'll do it.
So she has golden skin, bright blue eyes with black slitted irises, curving golden horns that get darker towards the tips, full-on gold dragon tail sticking out the back of her skirts, no wings, little maybe darker scaly patches around her temples. Otherwise, she carries herself with a very, not regal bearing, but confident, as though she belongs in every space that she's in, except for this one right now. Dressed in earth tones, but of nicer fabric and cut. She looks comfortable, perhaps a little worse for wear, and just eager to be not where this tragedy is occurring.
It's potent. It's a potent tragedy.
It's not great. And actually, as she passes the man, she'll lean in and say, perhaps a little pumpkin filling. We'll take care of that. I can...
Pumpkin filling? What do you fill a pumpkin with?
Oh, for heaven's sake. Sir, are you sure you belong in this car?
Well,
Yes, of course. Well, not currently. I don't belong in this car.
I'm bored. And she leaves.
Love it. As you make your way to the next car over, it's starting to fill up, and there's a cacophony of just irritated fancy folk vying for what little scraps of service can be had in this environment, and the attendants are looking harried. But you do notice that there is at least a few seats left in a compartment to the far side.
Gwen will lock eyes with you after she notices your dog, and just be like,
Yes, Ember. And Ember sort of, what? And she gestures, and Ember will beeline for you.
Gwen looks delighted. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
She's a girl, actually.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Who's a good
It happens all the time. May we?
Oh, yeah, please. I insist.
She takes a seat, I suppose, across from their bench seats, right? Are they
Yeah,
facing?
you're facing one another. Similar to this. Weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, so she'll sit and say, well, that was very exciting and unfortunate. Be glad that you weren't part of that.
Yes, I'm so relieved. I would normally be in that car, but since I took my vows, and focused on my faith, I don't do that material stuff anymore. She's wearing a lot of gold. Clearly does material stuff.
Clearly does material stuff. Yeah. Kirka will give you an odd look that you maybe could not unravel if you were... She doesn't look upset to be sitting near you, but she looks at your horns and just sort of goes,
She's looking at your horns, too.
Oh, good. So here we are together. Wonderful. Just two very distinct people who could never be confused for one another.
Oh. Well, you see, I am Sanctus, so...
Oh, I know. And you seem very good at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Kirka, and you're...
Sister Eloise.
Oh, pleasure. And she'll not kiss your fingers as perhaps you're used to, but she'll take your fingers and then...
And just let
We're
go.
done. Thank you. Just the little shake. Oh, yes, we're both nobility. Isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I love that you didn't even do it.
My hands are sweaty right now. I would have. Oh, you're cold in my heat.
It works.
Would have been
It
gross.
works.
So good. Ember is delighted to see you and just gives you a hi, but she's also very busy over here.
Gwen
There
is not. She's
She's making
petting
friends with
the
Gwen.
doggy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
A short time later, the same little half-elf boy's like,
You're too Sanctus.
he just kept...
Oh, no. No, just me.
Just her.
He looks back at you. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
A short time later, you hear in a
Brassy soprano voice. My brooch! I swear I had my brooch around here somewhere. Tiffany, find my brooch.
I'm changing characters. That's who I play.
KP, it's probably a good time to not be towards the front of this cavern for probably unrelated reasons. There appears to be one seat left at the back of the cabin. As there is a violent search party forming in search of a lovely brooch.
And you see, as this cacophony in the back and search is happening, if you can see him, you see a very short elf-looking person, dark-skinned, but that's the only normal thing about him, or the least normal thing about him. If you were able to observe as he's weaving his way through the crowd, sometimes jumping up because there's quite a few tall people here, even as they're sitting down, just to kind of find an open seat. And you're like, oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me, madam. I do apologize. Oh, that is a lovely necklace. I do admire that. It's beautiful. And as he's like weaving, he'll touch people's shoulders or like hold hands and kiss them, and just like being the most suave looking person. And if you were to observe him, he has this very beautiful, gorgeous, very manicured mustache that curls around, and that's the only facial hair he has. But on top of that, everything else is very extravagant about him. He's wearing something that is foreign to this area. It's very well patterned, very colorful, a lot of jewelry, necklaces, and rings on his fingers. And the odd thing, though, is that you would imagine with all of that extravagance on his body, he would be making a lot of clinking noise and a lot of just noise in general. But oddly enough, it's just quiet and very silent as he moves around, as if though it's deliberate on how he does his movements. May I make a sleight of hand check as I'm moving through this crowd?
You must. I insist. Second roll.
Actually, I'm gonna use.
Oh, use the cool thing.
I'm gonna use the cool thing.
Check these out.
Is it a little mug and has a dice tower? That is a yes. That is a 22 for my sleight of hand check.
Yeah, what are we going for?
Oh, as he's walking through, you see as we noticed, he's like touching people in a very, very respectful manner, but also just like very being suave and gentlemanly like. One thing also you notice, as probably people are very distracted about him outside from everything else, is that his attire seems to shift in color and pattern as it moves through the sunlight that's streaming into the cart, depending on how the sun hits him. And if anybody's aware of Samagrata's technology or textiles, you would know this as the very sought-after sunweave sort of material, considered very, very expensive, very rare. But it is something very original to that place. And that probably would be distracting them. And they might be like, oh, that's gorgeous material. Thank you.
The pill on that is just exquisite. Do you mind?
Oh, no, please go ahead. And as I lean in, I will like snap that necklace out of it.
Easily done, yeah.
And then as I make my way and I see the one seat that's available, I sit down like, oh, what a crowd out there. Isn't that it? And then as he's sitting down, he grabs a coin and just starts like flicking it into the air, better than I, as I am nervous and hands are shaking. But like he just like, nope, not happening. KP's not
like
suave.
that either.
Not like that either.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. We'll leave someone grab it.
We'll edit in a little coin.
We'll work on your thievery.
Yeah. And like he's just like rolling it across his knuckles. Well, quite an eclectic crowd, aren't we?
Death too thinketh over thee.
They do indeed. I do notice that. Well, I noticed one son does. Charmed to meet you, by the way. I love the look. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Wow, aren't you a tall drink of mead?
I try. I do try. Oh, my goodness. We are, well, a doctor, it seems.
Is it that easy to tell?
There's a little bit, the bags under the eyes kind of give it away. Unless you are a scholar or a doctor, It's kind of hard to get.
A little bit of both as time goes on. Victor.
My apologies.
Uh,
Charmed. Azad.
So we cast Mage Hand.
And the rest of you all?
I'm Kirka Counterfire. Pleasure. This is my companion, Ember. And I don't know how you will feel about this. Ember will, initially in a friendly way, briefly abandon Gwen to come and say hello to you. And she is very interested in the contents of your pockets and such. Doing doggy sniffs.
Oh, hello there. That's very inquisitive, isn't it?
She is.
Oh, well, I mean, perhaps I have something for her. And I pull out a little bit of a jerky and like, there you are. I mean, is that all right?
No, please.
All right.
Just don't give her the clotted cream. It's not important.
Oh, thank you for the kindness. I do appreciate the advice.
Wait, how far away is this guy?
Yep, front of the cabin, you're in the back.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the advice. I do appreciate it. Well.
Actually, can I do... I'm just wondering, as a cosmopolitan sort of person, what role would I have to do to see what I might know about the weave of your cloth and what I might know about?
I would say history, probably.
Can I go ahead and do that? Can I do a history check?
That's actually not
Please.
a bad idea. No.
I love that.
That's a 13 plus 3, so 16.
Oh, so you definitely recognize at least the region and probably country of origin about that. Is this particular weave specific to a certain region within Samagrata?
It's made across, but you would imagine that it's been exported possibly across. It's very popular, very much above, like for the upper level of social structures. They love something like this. It's a fashion statement.
Okay.
And it's definitely exported out. It's not as common considering how expensive it can be, but it is highly sought after and well known.
Would it be well known as a... I don't know. Well, no, you know what? I'll Here's what I will do. I will have Kirka give you a very intense sort of appraising gaze. And then whatever other thoughts she has about it, she will keep to herself and just...
Azad just gives you the most peaceful, like, stare down and just, looks very confidently into your eyes.
Yes, that was
Like what you
was
see.
quite something, wasn't it, that happened
it
back
was.
there? How came you by this trip? Where are you going?
Believe it or not, I'm actually on a missionary. I am a cleric, and I am here to spread the word of my God.
Really?
Yes.
Is the sunweave a traditional garment of clerics in Samagrata?
Well, no, but I figured a little pizzazz, a little marketing, if you so speak, could get people a bit. You got to be noticed sometimes. You know?
I do understand that very well.
Exactly.
Well, you wear it very well.
Thank you so much.
Consider me converted.
Well, I do have some pamphlets for you later if you would like.
I think I'm full up on pamphlets right now, but thank you so much.
No worries, the mother embraces all eventually.
Ah, indeed.
I drove from Oklahoma to get away from that exactly. So much.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Suck you in the face, sucker!
Oh my gosh.
May the Father of Dragons shine on you.
Thank you.
You would all be familiar with people saying, well, may the mother smile on you, and things of that nature, as the prominent religion in this region is the worship of the goddess Luciana. The Lucian religion is spread far and wide and is widely accepted as kind of the preeminent religious practice. And when he says, may the mother smile on you, it's like, this guy, okay.
This guy.
We'll give you a hearty eye roll for sure. Yeah.
Is there like a Lucian equivalent of like amen?
Yes.
Yeah, and also with you.
And what is it?
It's a woman.
Amen.
That's feminism.
I did a feminism on camera.
Don't forget to smash that like button in the comments.
You're all aware that you've got a little bit of time left along this journey, and you're clearly kind of crammed into close quarters with one another. An attendant that is just he looks destroyed with just henpecking and unreasonable demands. Finally makes his way over, and it's the same older gentleman from before that accidentally banged his card into your knee. He's like,
I'm so sorry about all the crowding. Can I get you anything for the duration of our short journey?
No, thank you. How much longer do you think?
Shouldn't be much more than half an hour,
Fantastic.
or perhaps less. I will be getting off briefly at Antria, which is a very small town. You're probably all headed to the port, though, of course. But should you wish to get out and stretch your legs in Antria, you're most welcome to do so, as we have some livestock to offload.
Well, if you do not mind, I would love your finest wine and a little something for yourself, my good sir. I see how hard you've been working.
Very little something for
I was
myself,
just
thank
going
you.
to say we should get to know each other, bring some champagne or something, you know.
A little for the rest as well,
Oh,
please.
well,
I just wanted a crumpet. Did you get any of those?
Still waiting?
Are there still none?
beastly sorry.
Oh.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Very sorry.
No, don't. I don't need to eat. It's fine.
I will bring you a crumpet.
Oh,
Thank you very much, good
course.
sir.
for all your troubles.
He puts it in his neatly pressed vest.
Can that be the actual gold mechanic for the rest of the game?
And he kind of disappears on the other side of the cabin, and it appears to be that there's some sort of like kitchen cart up that way. You can hear from behind the fancier cart braying livestock.
Yeah.
And,
Say what again? Okay.
Yep, that's the
Take a
one.
note, I'll take a note of
There's
that.
two
Write that down.
cows.
Okay.
Give me a shirt.
Livestock noises.
Oh, the YouTube subtitles just say livestock noise.
Livestock noise, yeah.
Are we in the cow level?
You are in the cow level.
Yeah.
And you're left to your own devices for a moment.
All right. Well, what's everyone's story?
Well,
What's your story?
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you asked. Oh, it suddenly seems
No,
like maybe you don't.
No, I just haven't had my coffee yet, and
Oh.
more dog farts than coffee this morning, and I just wasn't ready. So I'm very sorry. I've been fascinated, I'm sure. Please.
It does smell really terrible, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm used to more of like a soft, perfumed, like floral kind of situation.
Incense.
Yeah.
well, we are heading to Antrio, so I believe we should all get used to and accustomed to some of these scents.
Oh no, is it bad?
It's not bad per se. It is not a metropolitan utopia, if you know what I mean. It is a smaller town. I have been there for quite some time. It is very charming and lovely for sure, and the people are absolutely adorable. But it is a long way from, I assume, wherever you are or coming from.
Yes.
Which
Have you
is-
been to the temple there?
I have had the privilege of visiting it, yes.
Is it nice? Because I've just come from the Grand Divine Cathedral, you know, and I'm transferring.
Ah.
And I'm sure it'll be a little different.
Well, how you define different is, I guess, up to you, but I mean, it will be a new adventure, I'm sure. As are all things, isn't it? But I would temper your expectations a little bit. The Grand Temple that you speak of, I'm sure, is absolutely amazing. I've never been there myself, but I heard it's gorgeous. And I think you should more admire their individual zeal and how they make up for their grandeur with their dedication, kindness, so
Have
on
you been
and so
to the
forth.
school there?
The school?
My father built it.
You're...
You know, one of those small little people.
Ah, that is amazing. I have admired scholars all my life. I think they're fantastic. I personally have not. However, I've heard great things about it, I'm sure. The children's are adorable and they love to go there, I'm sure. It's all like he keeps saying, I'm sure, as if though
You buying this yet?
She's just like staring daggers at this dude, and she's like, say some more shit. Say some more stuff.
Thank you so much for your advice. You just seem really wise, and I'm so grateful that we got to meet and talk.
You're adorable. I love it.
Oh, stop. Should we? No, it's fine.
Well, follow that trail. Whatever you want, you tell me.
She just like blushes really, really like.
Like a little wink at the end of it.
Sure.
Can I roll my eyes?
You can roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you can see if you can hide it.
Capillary is gonna burst.
I was going to say, are you actually going to roll? Because I'm going to watch if you may succeed.
That would have been the second time that I would have done it very, very noticeably. With you saying, talking about your, coming here to be a missionary to spread the faith, definitely one there. And this whole scene, absolutely just off the side, just
I look
trying.
at you,
Yeah.
and I go, oh, actually, if you don't mind, I think I find there's something here. And I go to your shoulder, if you let me, and do this motion. There, you seem to have a little chip on your shoulder. I was trying to wipe it off.
I will look up at Retha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gwen will look up because she's still reading, and she'll look up at Retha and look back down, and then look back up at Retha and then look back down, and then just kind of go and just keep reading.
Retha just looks like they are taking all of this in and is like, there are things happening in these conversations right now that I don't need to get involved with any of that. But meet your eyes.
Kirka has a little book that she's just been sort of carrying in one hand. That once she's sort of finding this exchange tiresome, it seems, and she, without preamble, just pulls out her book and starts sort of making some little notes in it. And every once in a while, she'll sort of mouth something and do this, and maybe a little whiff of flame pops out of her fingers, and she sort of.
Wow, what are you doing?
Do the Sanctus not know magic when they see it?
Of course I know magic. I meant your book.
You what?
What are you doing with the book?
It's my Librum. I keep track of new spells that I've learned, and I use this to research them and understand them better so that when the time comes, I will be prepared.
What do you mean when the time comes?
Well, I don't know. I'll know when it comes.
Huh, that's very mysterious.
There's a reason why you're not in the Grand Cathedral, isn't there?
Well, did you hear about it, or?
No, but I would love to.
Really, though, or
no,
like
really?
last time?
Really, please, tell me. What has befallen you?
Well, you see, me and one of the bishops, we just had something really special.
Oh.
And, yeah, they didn't want that, so, yeah.
I see.
I guess that wasn't a very long story.
Oh.
It was very informative, though.
It was?
Yeah, for sure.
We're all very shocked.
Not me. That's for
They
grand,
don't
actually.
seem very shocked.
She looks again and then thinks about this bishop and then says, he didn't deserve you.
Oh.
Oh.
You're better off.
Oh.
And I'm sorry. It's only that they always think that I'm you.
Oh.
You know?
Because of the horns and the...
With the... And do you ever get that?
Get what? People thinking I'm you?
I suppose you don't.
No, not really. Mostly it's just sort of like a odd glow.
How do you do that? What do you use?
I moisturize,
Right.
4 times a day.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
In fact, I should probably go do it now, but we're almost there.
Don't you have people who do that?
Oh, yes. Beatrice and Carol here. They're here to help out.
Wonderful. Where are they? Oh, they're
As that's
Kind of lurking.
yeah.
Just standing there watching the conversation.
as all of this is happening, this conversation, I'm assuming I'm sitting next to Rita. So I
Sure.
turn to her, or them, they, them, her.
Annie.
Annie.
Just keep it fun, keep it fresh.
Hell yeah.
Mix it up.
As he turns to them, he's like, isn't traveling fun? It's always fun to see so many characters on a train or on the journey. What's your story, my friend?
Business.
Business. Well, what sort of business?
I'm
Not yours.
yeah, I build things, and I'm going here to talk to someone else and see if they want to build something.
Oh, a builder. What kind of things do you build? Do you like technological, something a bit more fanciful, a bit more magical?
I tend to work at the intersection of the arcane and the mechanical. So typically I work for a wizard, and I just make sort of whatever he needs. For,
fascinating.
And Victor is very interested in what you just said. Just
Yeah.
high eyebrow for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, magic is weird, but so I just make things. And I'm going here, and I'm just going to talk to someone who can help me make something.
That's wonderful.
Gwen looks up from her book and she'll say, Reese is not going to tell you this herself, but she's one of the most talented builders of this side of the mountains. She built that. She points over in the corner where there's like a folded up like travel wheelchair, and she goes, she built that for me. It's fantastic.
Really? May I take a look?
It's not mine.
May I take a look?
If it please you.
No, I'm not talented in what you do, but I do appreciate the art of building. I think it's fascinating what goes.
Use things. So it's
So true.
yeah. So
I know I for one use things every day.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad to make things that are useful.
Well, you go far, I'm sure.
Well, I'm getting off here.
Well put.
The attendant comes by, not far now. And he hands you a fine bottle of imported wine from Florence.
Well, thank
You
you.
had request our finest, and you gave me nearly enough to cover the bottle, so I thought it would be my duty to do so. Also, a plate of crumpets fresh from the
So many. Thanks. Do you all want some?
Oh,
I
please.
just want one.
Yes,
No,
please.
I'm
If
good
you're
for
offering,
now,
I'll
but
bring
I
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Gwen will look over at you, Kirka, and she'll point at your spell book, and she'll like sort of rustle through her bag, and she pulls out a book on draconic runes, and she'll say, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours."
Well, a girl's Librum is very personal.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean, I just thought this might interest you, but you don't have to show
it
me anything you
does.
don't want.
Can I?
Yeah, just read the bag
Where
book.
did you come by this?
I collect. I'm something of a
Oh,
collector.
you just collect.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have it right back and
That's fine.
just
take your time with it. I've got, I
As-
think, like 2 or 3.
You what?
Got 2 or 3 copies if you want one. Just want it.
Well, let me give you something for
No,
it. And
it's
she
not-
goes into her purse. No, please. And she gives you what could one banana cost kind of money. Like just too much.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm finished with it. So if you want, take your time with it. And if you don't, if you find yourself passing through, just
Is this
leave it.
enough?
I
Please. I
think
insist.
Sure, you let me pet your dog, and that's enough.
Well, sure she agrees. And she has indeed. She's decided that she's gotten what she needs from you. And actually, at this point, Ember will go over to Victor. And she decides that actually she likes you the best.
I hate that the most.
Yeah. Dogs know this. And she comes over and, if you will allow, will put her chin on your lap and just look up and do a little wag.
So I'm only a jerk to people. So like for sure, just like, hey bud, hi there, hello.
And you will just hear Kirka go, every time.
Beatrice smiles. Madam, may we pet the doggy?
Oh, yes, please. Oh, yes.
I was going to ask your permission secondary.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know. Yes, sorry. Go
Of
ahead.
course, yes.
Thank you so much. Madam, may we pet the doggy?
Always pet the doggy.
Oh, thank you so much. And Beatrice kind of gets down on one knee and kind of gets a little scratch behind the ear. Oh, she's lovely. She's lovely. Thank you. She takes her seat.
Love Beatrice. Glad she's here.
Could you just go and just wash off your hands? You're gonna have to. Thank you so much.
Do it
Thank
right
you.
back.
Thank you.
Yep. And she kind of like curtsies like a little too low, a little too long, and kind of like waits for approval and then leaves.
They're so sweet.
The dog or the servants?
Well, they're not servants.
Oh, what do you call them?
My girls.
Your girls.
Yeah, my girls.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
They just really wanted to come along. They didn't want me to leave them back at the Grand Cathedral, so
they're girls.
they are.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We don't
How
see
much are
enough
these
of
girls
that.
paid?
Yeah.
I mean, none of us are paid. We're acolytes, we serve the church. And how much are you paid? You're a doctor?
Oh, not much anymore. I've taken to looking for parts of the world that don't have the best medical care and might need a little something new. So I'm just...
That's so generous.
Oh, of course. It's all generosity. I'm hoping that some of you who are familiar with this place that we're going can tell me about maybe the medical situation. Is there a hospital that needs help? Is there any kind of service there?
I mean, I haven't been there in some time, but I can tell you that there's, healer women, the sort of local sort of medicine. But the hospital, last time I saw it was about half built, But, they're working towards it, and a doctor comes through probably once a week or so and, serves the more serious people. But a lot of it is sort of just, people get by and do what they can.
Well, let's see if we can improve that situation.
Where medicine fails, faith can come in and help. So,
Of course, faith is always important. Some of us work for a living, so we need to actually be there at the hospital as much as possible.
of course, I'm sure you're very much needed. When will you then move on to your next big adventure afterwards and leave these people as others have?
Oh, well, that really depends on the level of care and where other people are needing me. Really just wherever people need me the most, that's where I'll be.
But isn't that the definition of a missionary? You come through, you tell people what to believe and what to think, and then you leave and you go into the next town.
Kindred spirits, you and I.
Oh, this is so
Surely.
tense. Should we all have some wine?
I was going to have some coffee.
Do you want
but
another
no.
crumpet?
I would love another crumpet. Thank you so
I start
much.
pouring everybody a glass of wine and cheers to new companions.
If there are more crumpets, I'm going to be destroying this one.
There was like 9, but just not enough for you to have like 4. But like,
Okay.
have you had like 5?
I'll start with 2. We'll start with 2 and see how far I can go.
Gwen will go to reach for one and then realize, watch you just housing these
Yeah.
and kind of slide hers towards you. Just kind of give you a wink.
Thank you so much.
For someone who's supposed to take care of others, it feels a little oxymoronish to see you not take care of yourself. But I'm glad that you are at least getting something now.
It does seem a bit odd that sometimes the caregiver has to make sure that they are healthy first. Unfortunately, I haven't had the good fortune of eating in the past day or so need to make sure that I'm on my feet and
Of
keep
course.
my mind sharp for the next time an emergency breaks out.
Do you need food?
Yeah, I've got all sorts of...
I assure you I'll be just fine. In fact, I'm here to help anyone else. If you might need something, if there's a lump or a blister or something that you want me to look at, I'm here for you.
Do you want to pack lunch? I have 2. You can just have it. It's fine. I don't...
Really, I appreciate the offer. I can't say how much, but my main goal right now is to just get off on the next station and see what's there.
What is the strangest affliction you've
Oh, good question.
healed?
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh,
There is a rather notable hemorrhagic fever that tends to kind of move around through my home country. And it's something that weakens the arterial walls and causes sharp pains, fatigue, fever, and then eventually internal bleeding, which moves to external bleeding, starting at the gums, then to the eyes, then to damn near every orifice on the body. It's a sort of a erythropoiesis, but it's commonly known rather irreverently as the slimy doom.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
The
silly
Doom.
name.
yeah, that's one that genuinely keeps me up at night.
are you sure you're not a magician?
Oh, well, I mean, I do find magic interesting, but
Well, with all of those syllables you just uttered, I thought for sure you were going to conjure something.
There are many
I'll,
mysteries in these worlds, and it is fascinating when we finally discover them on our own. And I'm sure the doctor here has done his part in discovering quite a numerous new things.
you can find my research at the Central Library at the Crown Heights Royal Hospital at Upadhyayula, but for me, it's just trying to do my part to make the world a little bit less terrible.
Indeed. You.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
As you cheers, you realize that Kirka has been kind of casually using some sort of illumination spell. Or maybe it's just kind of
It's
an
sort of
absence.
almost a fidget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every eye in the cabin is just locked on you. As the use, especially the casual and flagrant use of magic is unheard of. Not offensive, just so rare. that people are almost giving you an eye of like, do it again.
She has no idea. No idea.
As that's happening, as I noticed that, I was like, oh dear. And I get up, and just as a way to distract them, I start performing a sermon.
Oh no.
My dear congregation over here, as we are all locked in together in this cart, I do feel as we come to the end of our journey, we should be feeling blessed about our fortunes, of our company that we've had, of our experiences, and also to future journeys, hopefully together, but if not, wherever it leads you, but ultimately in the end, may the Mother protect you on your path. And I thank you for being a part of this journey together. And, well. And then I start like doing like the further sermon.
You just keep
Hey, woman!
Hey, woman.
Hey, woman, will you pray for my dog?
Blessed it be, and may it get cured and heal and romp as free as it can, and eat all the clotted cream, the finest of its kind, good sir. Oh, if I can say, that is a very fine-looking monocle.
Thank you very much.
I
Well,
love it.
I'm a bit in this eye. It's very helpful, and this one not so much.
Oh, my dear, I'm so sorry. But you should probably pocket it, otherwise I feel like others might eye it up as well, as beautiful as it is.
Thank you very much. It's very astute of you. Thank you very much, Miss.
course.
Yes, and Miss Kitty thanks you as well.
Oh, my dear, sweet, sweet thing.
Yes,
Feisty one, isn't it?
I'm sorry. She's got a weak constitution, several food-borne allergies. You're fine. He's oh, no. Yeah.
10 on a stealth.
On a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yes, I see you do want to take a look at my monocle.
Oh, I do apologize. My fingers sometimes find its own way.
Oh, I thought I was receiving a blessing.
Indeed.
Oh,
what kind of blessing would you like?
Oh, what kind of blessings do you offer, good sir?
Well, hopefully for health,
Oh, yes.
for longevity, for
Longevity.
wealth. More wealth, it seems, than you already have.
No, I'm
But
doing fine in the wealth department. He said
perhaps a
longevity.
little generosity then. Perhaps you can
Generosity.
share it with the less fortunate. I'm sure they would be much appreciated.
Oh, yes, that's a
Well,
good idea.
if you don't mind, I need to go take a seat. I do apologize.
Oh,
my
yes.
my legs are getting tired.
And as I turn, you see, like, if anybody's observant, there's a moment where his face goes dark of a drats.
I saw the face you made when you lifted the cup.
Come
And he
along,
comes
Miss
back.
Kitty. Let's find our seats again, I suppose.
Poor Miss Kitty.
The train begins to kind of chug and slow down a little bit. You've experienced this before. Many of you have. Some of you may not have. Everybody kind of like leans without being able to really resist it as the inertia kind of carries you forward a little bit in your seats. And the attendant comes like, not long now, and we will do our best to keep our stop in Entrieux brief. And I do apologize for any sounds of distressed livestock or anything that might upset your journey. And feel free to rest and relax. I'm sure we will be not too terribly long to the harbor, if that is indeed where you are headed. You're not headed to Entrieux, of course.
No, I am.
I am.
As a matter of fact, yes.
It is my final destination. And
Are we all going to Entrieux?
I think
looks
so,
like
yeah.
it.
Oh, what a
It's
fortuitous
fate.
turn of events.
I would happily give you all a tour if this is your first time.
Oh, that's so nice.
Gwen's just like, that's fine. No, I'm like, from there, but that's fine. I mean, if you feel, more
No,
equipped
I
to
would-
be the tour guide, that's totally
It
fine.
was simply an offer, but
No,
if
it's
you
great.
prefer to do it yourself, I would.
I know a
would
great
love to-
pub, couple of tea
Oh.
rooms, all that sort
A
of thing.
pub, you say?
Oh yeah, pub life and
How
and-
droll.
Ooh, that
Do you mean
sounds
the River
fun.
and Sea Inn?
Yes.
Oh, lovely place. Been to
We
it
both know
multiple
all
times.
about it.
Mm.
Well, I have been living here for a bit, but I'm sure you know much more than I.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll tell you what. We can do it together. How about that?
I would
You can tell
love
me your
that.
favorite spots, and I'll tell you my favorite spots. And I bet there's probably some differences. So
I'm sure.
Fascinating,
Isn't it?
isn't it?
Do you I really think it's fascinating. I really can't tell. I think you find
I'd
a little...
like to have a conversation with you later, my dear, about just some things.
Should we just have it now?
No. No.
Okay.
Sometimes it's more fun to wait.
All right.
All right.
Can that be the whole show? Can that be the whole game?
It's like the whole "oh honey" vibe that's coming.
And it's rapidly, I don't know if you would be able to perceive this, but it has rapidly evolved from dislike to condescension to like the borderline of the meaning of bless your heart.
Yeah.
Like she may actually mean like, oh, bless your heart. Let me, please. Yeah, that's sort of where we are now.
Great. Yeah, I mean, like, Eloise is not very smart, but she does have a good, like, feeling for people.
Yeah.
So even though the subtleties of your language are going past her, she can immediately tell when you are displeased, but doesn't fully understand why.
I don't think Kirka fully understands why either, but we're going to solve it. One hopes. Yes.
As you finally like lurch backwards in your seat a little bit as the train comes to a full stop, the attendant's like, "Well,
Thank you for joining us. Sorry about your knee. Sorry
Oh,
about
it's fine.
the crumpets. Hope the wine was of the caliber that you expected.
Wow, it was, and more than your wine, your company was most appreciated. Here's my final dip. And we may, there's more. Money comes and goes, but good company and good people are hard to find. So I appreciate your time and effort.
Oh, well, I appreciate your coin, so thank you very much. Well,
Honest.
Do
I
not
like
let
it.
me stop you. Do you need help with your bag?
Oh, I would love some if you can.
Yes, I will be right back. And he reaches his like shaky,
no.
feeble old arms above. Sorry, my back is not what it used to be, but I assure you, I am quite.
You're
steady.
quite spry.
I am a real spree.
Oh, for heaven's sake. And Kirka will like go ahead and gather her skirts and spring up and reach for your baggage.
Partially is because he just cannot reach.
Yes.
I was getting that, but thank you. I'll take his bags from here, unless you.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I can find someone other to help out. And as I do that, I give the side eye to you, considering that you already have.
Indeed you shall, and indeed you have. Always an honor to be of help. And she will graciously hand you your
great
luggage.
What a great future attendant of the church, of the mother.
Future attendant, you say?
Well, if I assumed you were interested, if you want, we have a congregation and we are always looking for new members.
You could come join us. We'd be sisters.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, but I am...
Sisters.
Sisters!
Have fun. I am of the faith, sir.
Oh, you are?
I am.
Well, then, I'm glad to have you here as well.
Indeed. Such a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about you two? And you, Doctor?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, well, no pressure.
None for me.
I'll come to the fold eventually.
No.
Okay.
Well, don't let me stop you. This is getting uncomfortable.
and you're kind of he just kind of like shows you where the exit would be, and he just smiles politely.
Reetha like jumps up to grab their like duffel and pulls it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab my medical bag and just start beelining that way as fast as I can. Yeah.
Beatrice and Carol get all of our bags.
Oh, yes, sorry, ma'am. I'm quite sturdy, actually. I can help you.
Oh, I appreciate it, but I think you have already hands full with your own attendance and your friend, as you put it.
Sisters.
Sisters, of course. Of course.
Like best friends sometimes, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
My
are
favorite
sweet.
thing about best friends is you can have so many.
But like, we're like the best.
Indeed. Make sure that your relationship is, the best you can have.
It is. Right?
Has the train come to a stop?
It is, yeah. It's just,
okay.
people are like,
Okay,
and like people are
finally now.
eyeing your seats. Like,
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
if you all do not mind, I do have some business I do need to attend to, but come find me if you would like to have a tour. But I'll see you all later. And he starts weaving through the crowd intentionally.
Okay.
Occasionally like, oh, what was that?
Hello.
Fresh hands.
You still have a house here? Something?
Yeah.
Can I stay with you? I didn't.
Of course you can.
Great.
Yeah, that's all right. And Gwen's like, as all this is happening, she's sort of like meticulously putting all of her stuff like back in her pack. She like grabs the chair with like the handle and she like clacks open her cane and she just like walks off. She's like they're like chatting. Aaron Sorkin walk and talk.
Yeah.
Sorkining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love a Sorkin moment.
Heck yeah. As you step onto the boards of the humble train walkway, the wooden structure is weathered and worn, and it bears the marks of just countless storms and years of neglect. Not a real fancy place. The paint's peeling and the platform is littered with old leaves and debris. And you can't help but feel a little sense of like melancholy as this thing that had been lovingly crafted one time has fallen to disrepair. The solemn air of the setting is interrupted by chaos as several dock workers explode out of one of the livestock cars attempting to hold onto this huge snorting dwarven riding ram, just and he's just kicking, and you see attendants just flying, and it literally explodes through the wall of one of the livestock trains and is just dragging people off into the woods to the east. And through that big hole in the livestock cart, you see several pigs just dash through the center of the small town ahead.
Oh no. Ooh. Oh no. Sturdy people, are they supposed to do that?
No.
Probably not.
Oh.
Usually animals breaking through the walls is bad.
Right.
Oh well.
There's a bit of chaos and cacophony as people are doing their best to like mobilize forces to like tie down this dwarven riding ram that is clearly yes.
Can I help? We're gonna roll for animal handling or something. Just trying to like just do what I can.
Animal handling or athletics.
Yeah, but given my condition, animal handling would be the safest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Roll your animal handling.
Do any of them call out specifically for me to help out?
No, they're like, we've got it, and they're bleeding from the eyes. Like it's
That's a 7 + 4 is 11.
Okay. Yeah, you with an 11, you barely managed to avoid getting kicked in the head.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, you did a great job not dying on this moment.
That's what I do every day.
What do you got? Natural 20.
I feel this is a very wasted nat 20, but it's the first nat 20, and I will accept
First
it.
nat 20.
First nat 20 of the game. Well
Wait,
done.
is that athletic?
Yeah, no,
Is it animal handling?
Okay.
Animal handling. So as this thing is stomping and kicking and snorting around, what do you do?
You see Azad just calmly walk forward to it, and then as it's like, there now, and he starts using his the cloth on him. He starts swishing it, and as it moves in the air in the sunlight, it like shifts in color, shifts in all sorts of like calming looking patterns. Come now, that's the good boy. There you are, aren't you a sweetheart?
He kind of nuzzles you. His head is as big as you are, and it's hard to stay standing as this curling horn it just kind of like brushes up against your shoulder. And the attendant's like, "Thank you, sir. All right."
Of course. And if you ever want to have a better time with your animals or learn how to control them, do come by our congregation. I'm sure we could help you out in any way we can.
Oh, we would really love to. Unfortunately, we do have to get him back on the train and down to the harbor. But next time, I promise.
Of course.
Definitely.
We are spreading like the creepers of a wall, and we'll be reaching everywhere and anywhere. So do look forward to us.
I
Can
look
I do
forward
a
to come.
perception check?
Sure. On what?
I've watched this entire interaction with intense interest, especially as you start using your garment in this novel way. And I don't know anything about what you're doing. I roll an 8 + 3, so
He's being fancy and
tells
obnoxious
me
again.
Nothing. Yes. Yeah.
Now, 8 + 3, that's an 11. That's more perceptive than your average roll, I would say. I would say that, what are you trying to infer from it?
I don't know that I'm trying to infer anything other than that this garment does seem important and out of place in an important way. So just something feels off about this guy, and she can't put her finger on what it is. And he's making a spectacle of himself in a way that nobody else, like even the fully horned people with the entourages and stuff, are not. And it starts to feel deliberate. But I don't know that she can do anything with that information at this point. So she's really just like, sky and the shirt and the timing and there's something.
Isn't insight also for like figuring out intentions? I feel like that's a really good idea just to be paying attention to. Like, so could we try for that as well?
You want to try roll an insight check?
Just for fun, yeah. Just while we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
While we're here.
3.
I got 23. I got 17 plus 6.
Dang. That's a big insight.
Again, not going to do anything with it. Just if I'm looking at this, because I'm frustrated. This ram didn't. Clearly, they make these things differently here on this side of the continent.
Come now, doctor. Don't make excuses.
Jeez.
Okay, so I'm going to be paying attention to this guy because we're off to a bad start. So yeah.
He's very much just being a showman.
Oh, surely, sure, yeah.
He's intentionally trying to show off and impress. The reason why, probably the assumption is that he's just trying to get people into like, oh, look at this fancy, beautiful person. Maybe if I associate with them and be a part of this so-called association or organization he's talking about, I can have more of that kind of a thing. So.
Gotcha.
Are you all right, Doctor? You look so waxy and pale.
Yeah, that's been kind of an increasing thing. I assure you I'll be just fine.
Oh, are you sick?
No, just very tired. A lot of traveling recently.
You seem to have just had food for the first time. Ever.
Yeah, it's becoming an increasing problem. Just as I travel more and more, I find it really takes a lot out of me. I promise I'll be just fine once I get situated.
Where are you headed?
Wherever people are needing me. As I've been traveling for the past month or so, I've found there's a lot of places, rural places, that really don't have access to a lot of modern medicine, so I'm hoping that I can be of use wherever I show up.
Do you have a place to stay?
Not right now.
You should come along to the temple.
Pass.
All right.
Well, I've got a couple of rooms above the schoolhouse that I think Wraith is going to take one, but you're welcome to take the other.
Schoolhouses are where I feel most at home. That would be lovely. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, I can show you the way, but do you want to get something to eat first?
You know what? Food sounds lovely. I am famished.
Yes, let's go out and get some food.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, none of you have to come if you don't want to.
Well, after the farts and the not coffee, I think I'm ready for something a little more substantial.
All right. Well, do you want to show them the way, or shall I?
Can I ask if you're intentionally trying to show you like this annoyance to?
Yeah, like 100%.
Okay.
Like I'm being very much like.
I would love to get the lay of the land from a local.
Of course, as I am. And I turn to you, and then at this point, he sees this, and he kind of like winks at you.
Gwen will you see her like hand like tighten on her like crotch. She's like, should I hit him? Should I not? Should I hit him? Should I not? And then she'll be like, you know what? I haven't been here in a little bit, and I'm sure things have changed. So why don't you do it?
To the river and sea inn it is then, shall we? They're quite good. They have great drinks, and I'm sure something for you to eat.
Sounds lovely. Let's go.
Sounds like that's what we're doing.
I would recommend sometimes eyeing your food and picking around certain things if you find anything, but most of the time it's fantastic. It's lovely.
As you're saying this, Gwen is unfolding her chair, and when you say this, you just hear whoosh way too hard.
Stop shitting on my hometown.
You should be more careful with that.
It's alright. And she sits down. She's like, all right, let's go.
It's not indestructible.
I would love to know if perhaps what you can do. I'm sure the doctor, as he says, is here for the medical reasons and help there. I'm sure this town could benefit a lot from your mechanical capacity and capabilities.
Oh, yes. I don't think I'll be staying as long. But if there's a need, I can help someone. Sure.
Well,
is there does something need to be fixed?
Oh. As you gaze around, you see a town in disrepair. You see cobbles that are in need of replacement. You see the trees that are kind of growing in the center of town they need a good pruning. There's just leaf litter everywhere. You see a little bit of graffiti here and there. And you see no small amount of people looking for a handout.
What is the nature of the graffiti?
Give me a perception check.
Oops, I did that wrong. I did
That's
that right
fine.
into my
It works
gut.
great like
Sorry,
that.
I expected that. I've got to get used to the handle three. Another 11.
11's good enough. You notice repeatedly you see things like the dragon watches. And occasionally you'll see graffiti saying the pack. And you see like it's like tags.
I think like Retha seeing that and seeing everything is just like, I don't know. I think this might be outside my capabilities.
Can I look around at the people looking for handouts and whatnot and just kind of, I would just be triage, just looking if anybody seems sick, worrisome, like a roll for knowing if someone is ill.
Yeah. There, a lot of the people look hungry. Not as hungry as you look, but a lot of them do look like they're in need of a few good meals in a row.
Okay.
Around here, you don't see anybody looking like they're in desperate need of medical attention. However, there is a doctor in town. Yes, sir.
As we are passing those people by, up to now you probably have seen Azad being very nonchalant and a little arrogant looking and very, a little too much. But
I wouldn't describe him as nonchalant.
fair point.
Very chalant.
Very chalant. Very much
chalant.
Yeah. And sometimes maybe not genuine as well, right? But for the first time, as he's walking by the poor people, you see him actually start dumping out his little collections that he's made on the train, and distributing it across, while keeping some to himself, of course.
Sure.
And taking the time to actually have a conversation with them and moving forward. And some of them who he might have had the chance to have previous interactions with before, but as he's moving with you, that's what he's doing as well.
The same very high eyebrow that I gave her. So I would be very, Victor's very interested in that.
You notice, give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
And can I, while that is happening, could I do an investigation on that, what is it, the Dragon Watches graffiti? Or maybe even like
Let's see.
a history check?
I would say
Like what would I
history.
know about that? Okay.
Yeah,
Would that mean anything to me?
I'll just do this one. That's a 14.
14.
Bad rolls on
These
this
dice
end.
are cursed.
What do we got over
That
there?
was a natural
Sure, good.
one.
Natural one.
No.
It says the dragon watches in
Sure
in
does.
the common parlance.
You can barely read it though.
Yeah, it's really not
the
good
handwriting,
graffiti.
not great. You've seen
They
better.
must have been very drunk when they did this one.
You know about these kinds of things, and you know that you are flashing around currency and riches in a sketchy part of town. And you rolled a 14 on your perception check. What you notice is that no one is visibly watching you, and that should be troubling to you.
That's a bit odd.
What are they looking at instead?
Everything else.
Okay.
Probably me.
There are no small amount of eyes on Eloise.
Yeah. Well, the day's deed is done, I suppose. You have all a pleasant day and an evening. If you ever need a shelter or a home or some more food, you can always come visit the house of the lords and the lady, and I'm sure they would be able to take care of you immensely. May the mother be with you.
And kind of an older gentleman was like, "Oh yes, Father Grandin's a good lad. Good lad. He's a good lad. But I mean, he doesn't give money like you give. You give money, which is nice. He gives bread and food and soup.
What?
You know Father Granin?
Well, yes, everybody knows Father Grandin. He's trying to make Luciana happen here in Montreal. And
Please, you're trying to make it.
Stop trying to make Luciana happy. Is he handsome?
Well, he's not my type, but some of the young ladies do seem to get the vapors around him.
The vapors.
Hate that.
Maybe the doctor could help them.
Perhaps, are you good at treating the vapors?
Yeah, I find a cold shower tends to help.
Do we have shower technology?
Yeah, I find a cold bath tends to.
I don't know. Maybe we do
I'm
have
sure
shower
our
technology.
I was like, I feel like pull the string kind.
Yeah.
You know?
We have gravity.
We have
the
I'm thinking of a
technology.
shower head with like drilling the little hole. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
complicated it is to make a shower
Uh,
head.
Hey, it's
Considering-
about the water
watering
pressure is
can,
really the
yeah.
most important
Okay.
part. So
Yeah.
yeah, you could do a gravity shower, like a
Okay.
camp shower.
Word.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Did you say you were a doctor?
I am, yes.
Would you mind taking a look at this?
Roll for medicine.
It's a paper cut.
That is that's a 25 on medicine.
Oh yeah, no.
Seen and witnessed.
With a 25, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It'll give it a tug.
Oh,
See you at church.
Wonderful.
Oh, you and your pranks always.
Always.
He's gotten me a couple times. He's a little bit of a trickster, that one.
It's true. It's true. Thank you for the coin. It's good to see you again.
Of course.
Will you be staying at the church?
Yes, I have my own accommodations, but I do believe we are planning to go to the inn for a bit. We are tired from a long journey.
do you want to come?
Yes. Is it on you?
Our first NPC recruit! Yay!
It's too early. It's too early.
Too early.
Uninvite.
If you insist, I would love to tag along. I'm Milburn. What's your name?
No.
Should we? No. Can I like do? How's everyone's faces in this moment?
I mean, Azad cares. Like, this is fine.
Tired. Tired, physically, mentally, situationally tired.
Actually, maybe only half paying attention. Still sort of squinting around, looking a little out of sorts. Scratching Ember, just maybe, and sort of like, okay, well, where are we going?
What, right there?
We were going to the River Red Sea. It's the
Everyone,
finest
this
inn
is
in town.
Milburn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Milburn. It's very
Hi,
nice to meet you,
Milburn.
new friends.
Nice to see you
Hi.
again,
Well,
Milburn.
you're a little bit of a silver fox, huh?
I've never been accused of such a thing in my life, but yes, I am.
We love making new friends.
She's delightful. Is she one
She's
of ours?
lovely. She is, I believe. Yes. Well, I
Right.
hope she'll be here for long, but not quite sure.
Of course, I would respect your chaste nature and your purity, dear sister.
Oh, of course.
Gwen coughs into her head.
Do you have something in your throat? Are you all right?
Oh, it's just
He's
dust.
a doctor.
It's just
Have him pull
dusty.
your finger.
Shall we head to the inn then?
Yes, we should. I think.
As soon as you pointed to it, Kirka is like, and they're off.
I'm tagging along behind you too, as close as I can.
Yeah.
I'd like to follow behind you, and as you're walking, I'm like, so, kind of know how and why everybody else is here. We have the good sister here with the church. We have the doctor doing his best with what he can before he falls over. We have what seems to be a teacher and a librarian, so research purposes, and a machinist to help with whatever mechanical issues. But you, I've not yet had a chance to quite figure out.
No, you haven't, had you?
No, I apologize for not asking. Perhaps I can help with what you were trying to do in this town.
Do I strike you as somebody in need of assistance?
No, but it
Thank
is
you
always
then.
good to offer.
And nope, you are getting nothing from her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a difficult one, that one, huh?
A tough egg to crack. We'll get her.
I'm like, I've looped my arm through Milburn's arm, and we're like walking together.
I can feel the purity.
It emanates, doesn't it?
Something's emanating, that's for sure.
Ugh.
Milburn.
You refuse to pull the finger. You say, all right. And as you get to the River and Sea Inn, the door opens and you hear, "Not you, Milburn."
Oh.
Oh. Maybe someday we'll meet again.
I should look very much forward to it. Perhaps we'll see you at service.
Oh, yes, certainly.
All right. And and he starts harassing your entourage. What about you? What did you say? Your name was Beatrice? So they'd be joining us?
Oh, they're with me.
Oh, well, enjoy your accommodation. He kind of saunters off. And
I'll get you a drink later.
all right. Good. You're a model, Lucian. I love that about you.
I do my best.
As you walk into the tavern,
It's friendly. It's a little quaint. It looks to be a two-story building, probably some rooms upstairs. There's a big roaring hearth off on one side, and on the other you see a fairly nice-looking, well taken care of bar with tankards and barrels of substances. And you see a tall, very beautiful red-haired woman named. You don't know what her name yet is, so you just have to guess at that part until we do introductions. Yep.
Would I?
You would know. She looks at you, Assad, and you would know her as Raylan.
Raymond, you look lovely as ever.
You also look lovely.
I do my best, but I can't match to you always, can I?
And she seems a little shy about that. Stop. What can I get for you?
Well, I do have a couple of new friends here who might be a good new patron for you. Perhaps you can give them a good hospitality of your inn and...
Of course, yeah. Well, we have some great rooms upstairs. They're clean. I make sure of it. And she kind of scowls out the window, and Milburn's like, and I can get you something to drink. We have some lovely breads. We have right now we're a little short on meats and things like that. I'm sorry. Things are tight in town.
It has been rough time.
It's been rough, but
Is this new?
no, it's just worse. It's been happening a long time, I think.
Perhaps you know and recognize an old face. We do have an old Antriorite in town.
And Antriorite, yeah, that's great.
Antriorian?
Gwen kind of like rolls up to the bar.
It's been a while.
You probably know my father, Archer. He was the schoolmaster here for many years.
He was my teacher.
Yeah, that was my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
You get a drink on the house. That's what do you like?
Honestly, do you have a tea?
Yeah.
You can put some whiskey in it if you like.
We got a deal.
All right.
All right. She's like, anything else for anybody else?
Coffee? Would that be too much to ask? Oh, I see. Then, never mind. I'll have what she's having.
Tea it is.
Okay.
No whiskey in it.
I'll have that too, but without the tea.
Deal. Like that. You?
Whiskey, no tea.
Whiskey, no tea.
Just
My
water,
gosh, we're
please,
so
and
alike.
as many carbohydrates as you can give.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look a bit peaky. You want some bread? You should see the doctor.
He is a doctor. Isn't that so funny?
So funny.
So funny.
You should get him some bread.
Anything for you?
Oh, the usual, if you do not mind.
Stop it. Your money's no good here.
Come now, I can't. You know I cannot.
It's the gesture, okay? I'm gonna take it. It's just
yes.
like I wanted to look cool in front of your friends.
Oh, you always
You look so cool.
Thank you. I feel like I look really cool. She's got this just lovely red hair. She's just enchanting. She's like, all right, give me a minute, and very just pretty, just super down to earth. And she just goes to work, and you're kind of left alone to your own devices. The tavern is fairly sparse at the moment. You do notice just a couple of other tavern goers. People are kind of sipping on something out of an old clanky tankard, and there's a roaring hearth in the corner. It's cozy.
Kirka's going straight for the fire.
It's nice. It's nice. There's some like really broken chairs sitting around it.
Mm-hmm.
A few moments later, she comes out with some tea. Hold the tea for the two of you, and you hear a short time later as the kettle goes off. She's like, "All right, well, your tea's gonna be ready in a minute. Don't burn yourself.
We'll miss you.
You can really.
Really?
That's nice. Thank you. Well, I'll miss you too. Your friends are lovely.
man.
Right?
Wow.
It made the ride back home quite comfortable and very pleasurable.
I'm worried about. Are you okay? Here's some bread. It's fresh out of the oven. There's some local butter there. It's great.
Thank you so much. I don't have any chocolate coins, but I will pay for this.
So no, that is actually on the house.
By the way, I know your oven and some of your kitchen items have been having a little bit of a problem. We do have a machinist in town now.
You're
No, I don't mean to. If they have the time.
machinist.
Yes.
That's cool. What could you do about this? And she holds up a pot, and it's just rusted to hell, and there's a hole. She's like, and you can just see right through there.
I think you should melt that down into a new pot.
Throw it away. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the expert opinion. I was using it for like a tea strainer. You'll see. Watch.
Oh, no. Well, if it's good metal. Don't throw it away. But.
Well, I'm not. What am I gonna? Yeah. She hands. Thank you. I'm sorry. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Okay. Well. Tea's going to be a while. Tea's going to be a little bit. I just misplaced my tea strainer.
I can here. Let me and I'm just going to get up and just head toward the kitchen.
Yeah, right. That's welcome back. She's cool.
Oh yeah, she's lovely.
Okay.
They are absolutely capable. I'm sure of it.
All right. They're okay. And you know Raymond's tall. She's probably nearly Victor's height. And how tall is Retha?
Like, I think I put 5'2" on my character sheet. I'm sticking to it.
Short queen. Love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's
monarch.
a discrepancy in here. It's very cute. What are you actually doing something to fix this, or are you just helping out?
Yeah. Well, need something to strain tea. I'm gonna see if there's anything else back there that might be better than like a rusted pot for things someone is ingesting.
It's a low bar.
Yeah.
There's a steel brush. There's there's things.
I think okay. So
You're proficient in a lot of things.
yeah, it's fantasy world. I can be good at stuff.
As a mechanist.
As a mechanist. Okay, so if there's like steel wool.
Yeah, it's like a wire brush. There's
Yeah,
no
a wire
steel
brush.
wool.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna take that and like I'm going to sort of like I'm gonna like cut it into tiny pieces and like rework it to be more of a mesh. Like
Nice.
just not even take it all apart, but just like kind of form it over. I'll take the pan and sort of I have like I travel with like a literal toolkit and things, so I'm cutting the metal and like putting it over there. So it's not a good strainer, but it's not putting rust in people's food.
This is great. You should do this professionally.
I do.
You should continue doing the job that you do professionally.
I will.
Okay, thank you for your tea's back on. Give me a moment and we'll strain that out. And thank you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Let me know if you need help with anything else.
Whiskey's on the house. Thanks.
Oh, great.
Appreciate that. You guys need a room? I've got 3 upstairs.
Oh, I'm staying with my friend.
Oh, locals. Sorry. Do we hang out when we were? She's maybe just a hair older than you.
I don't know. Can I roll like a do I know you from school check?
Yeah, roll history.
Okay.
Can I roll? Did I even go there?
Yeah. Did I even go there? Okay. Well, that's a nat 1.
That one.
Oh.
I forgot my childhood.
No,
Sorry.
but
even
you have
born.
a modifier. You got a 6.
6. Well, yeah.
I spent a lot of time just reading. I kind of kept to myself. But,
That's, I remember seeing you around, but
yeah, I blossomed later in life.
yeah, same.
Right? Pound it. And she did.
Pound it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, enjoy. I'm going to keep it coming. Dear Alice.
Do you accept dogs?
That's currency.
Yes. No, as roommates.
Oh, of course.
Then I would love a room. If
Yes.
you'd be so kind.
It would be, yeah, my pleasure. Just a silver for the night.
Oh. I don't. And she starts digging through her purse. Just a minute. Silver.
Do you need a loan?
No. And she pulls out a gold coin. I'm so sorry.
Ten
Oh, the
night?
opposite.
I can
all
make
that I
change.
have.
How long do you want to stay?
Change. Yes.
We'll call it a deposit. If you leave early, let me know. We'll make you some change.
Wonderful.
You're wonderful. And who is this? And she looks at it.
This is Ember.
Hi, Ember.
And she
Can I
would
pet her?
be, of course, and of course Ember is delighted by this. If you have some sort of bowl and a little water or something.
Yeah, of course, water.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Is she hungry?
No, she ate quite well on the train. Well, better than some.
You came in off the train. Are you all in off the train?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
long journeys come make great companies and new friendships, right?
That's what you always say. I don't know. But, well, that's excellent. Are you traveling together on purpose? Or?
No.
No.
We're new friends.
That was fast. New friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And will you be staying with us?
I was staying with her friend as well, unless that's not okay anymore, in which case I'm happy to be here. I don't want to put you out at all.
Blanket or something?
I'm just going to find a nice spot by that fire. I appreciate your concern. More soup for sure, though.
Of course. Yeah, it's all vegetables. So, you know.
As I'm saying this, I walk up to the doctor. I feel like you can hardly walk even to the room that you're supposed to be getting rest from. Allow me, and if he allows, I'll tap you on just a quick tap on the cheek, and I would like to cast Panacea.
Panacea.
Yeah. And which allows me to touch a creature suffering from exhaustion or poison or disease until the start of your next turn. The effects of exhaustion, poison, or disease are suppressed.
Yes, except the word panacea literally means that which is not etymologically, but it's not a cure. It's just a thing that helps you feel better without actually fixing anything.
No, it's just like
you're still exhausted.
Just go make it to your bed if you can.
Doctor,
I cast ibuprofen.
And a coffee.
It's very clear that I'm not comfortable with you at all. With that doing that, but especially after seeing your display outside, just thank you.
I won't hurt. Do you let it?
I'll let it happen.
Oh, okay. Do you feel better now, a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not going to stop him, but I'm definitely not enjoying this. So just, I've been on my own since I was 14. I promise I can make it up the stairs.
Well, that's the hope. May the mother bless you up to that point, then, at least.
May your school teacher think for you.
Jesse, what was the name of the bartender?
Raywin.
Raywin.
Okay. Rewin.
Well, like this is kind of going on. I think one is going to kind of like roll back, like out, just kind of like sneak out of the group and like head back over to the bar where Raywin is, and say, "Hey, Raywin, can I have a moment of your time?"
Of course. What's up?
That one over there with the. She just like gestures broadly. What's his deal?
Which one?
It's that.
Assad? Oh, he's just he came through town a few years back and.
And he stayed.
What?
Did he stay?
For a little bit.
All right. Well, where's he been? Do you know?
No, he left. He's a church guy, just spreading Luciana like she needs any help. Spreading.
Did he? Does he seem on the up and up?
I guess so. At least he used to always I've never seen him be like cruel to anyone.
All right. How's the church?
They're Lucians.
Well.
You're from around here. People stick to the old ways.
Yeah. I mean.
And so they're having a hard time like catching a foothold here. Most people still worship the three sisters, in some way or shape or form. The ones that are religious at all. Mm. It's hard to pray to something when there's a magic train full of cool strangers.
All right. Well, if you think of anything else, maybe track me down. Let me know.
Yeah. What would you like to know?
My dad. He believed in the old gods, and that's what he taught. That's what he believed, and so it's difficult for me to see someone doing all this here,
Yeah.
But as long as he's treating people right, I suppose it's okay.
I mean,
to each their own and such.
I'm not like his bestie, but I've seen him be kind to the people here that need it.
Right.
And he's a good tipper.
That's the most important. Oh, that reminds me. And she'll pull out some of the like gold that oh my god, Kirka gave her earlier for the book, and just be like, it's not on the house, and I think it shouldn't be. And she'll just like give her a handful.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Tell your dad thanks.
I will.
Okay.
All right. And I'll just go back over to the group.
After having checked in with Raywin, and I don't know that How private was that conversation?
How private was that conversation, Kate?
I mean, I think we was like at the bar quietly.
Okay.
Like I don't want Azad to know that I'm like
Right.
talking schmack.
Okay. So I won't have heard any of that. So she'll have checked in with Raywin and then gone right back over to the hearth. As I'm walking over there, as Kirk is walking over there, she'll just be sort of like, she looks a little distressed now that hearing there's no meat in the soup and things are not going well. She's taking better stock of things around here. Can I guess, do, maybe it's an investigation check just to see, like, is it dusty in here? Like, upon closer inspection, how bad are things really?
Sure. Give me an investigation check. I like that.
That's a 16.
Great. That's
plus 5.
Oh, jeez. Way up there. 21.
I'm investigating.
You're investigating the heck out of it.
Ember's sniffing around.
It's a big establishment to be run by one person. It looks like you'd probably want some help. And you don't get the impression that that Raywin could probably afford to bring anybody else on staff right now. So she's probably room keeper, chief cook, bottle washer, and bartender.
Okay. All right. I won't do anything with this information right now, except maybe make a small consternated noise
It's
and then
tidy.
take a seat by the fire.
Okay, sorry I talked over you.
No, that's it.
It's tidy, but it could use a good deep cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's you see the entire process. She's taking your gold. She's cooking your food. She is a one lady show.
Raywin.
Yeah.
I can take my own sheets to my room if that would aid you.
Oh, I couldn't let you do that.
Are you this inn's sole proprietor?
No, I'm just the only person that works here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I am.
I know it's hard to believe looking at me, but I do believe in earning one's keep. Will you allow me to be of some assistance as long as I'm staying in your home?
I can't really afford to.
I think you can, and I think you will. And she pulls another gold coin out and...
Give me a persuasion check. She's not going to go down fighting.
Yeah. I'm not persuasive.
Yeah? How are we doing?
That's a 5 plus a 3.
I've got it. Trust me. And she's like,
Raywin.
I'm strong. It's fine.
I didn't say that you weren't, my dear.
You know, sometimes the strongest people are the ones who are willing to open our hearts to others when we need it.
What she said.
You know what I've been telling you all along. When help comes, you should take it.
Fine.
As a great mother
You're
always ordained, right?
Very generous group of people. This is...
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, be careful. There's a lot of...
so great.
You just hear the noise of like metal clanking in the kitchen as Retha has like slipped away and found something to fix.
Yeah, I'll just be there. I grew up in an inn just like this.
You should be reading that pamphlet I gave you. It'll tell you all
Oh,
about
I read
generosity
it.
and accepting help.
I promise, I read it.
Of course.
She did not read it.
Metal clanging noises. Some light swearing.
Well, if there's not anything else I can do for you, I've got some dishes to wash. But
Of course.
thank you. Thank you all.
You don't need any help because Beatrice could go and wash some dishes, you know?
Beatrice, I totally could for my best friend. Who is her?
It's me.
She's like, I have got this. You've been far too generous. You've paid for 10 days. You've paid for 10 days. Like, no, sit down, relax. You're good for business. Maybe people will come around and look at the pretty ladies and the handsome gentlemen.
Where are they?
And the beautiful and handsome gentlemen. I'm sure all of Montreux is going to miss or be overjoyed that their treasured friend Azad is back in town, and I'm sure no one will feel weirded out by that or annoyed.
I do enjoy my sermons.
I love your sermons. I've got some dishes. And she goes back. Thank you. Are you sure? What are you doing back here?
Yeah, this is bad.
It's not that bad.
You're not taking care of it at all.
I'm.
You should take better care of it. It's a good quality stove.
What do you? I cook it. I clean it. I cook on it. I clean. What?
You have to deep clean in between the regular cleanings, and then this part, whenever it's chipping like that, you need to get it like the paint isn't just there for decoration, it's what keeps it from rusting.
Oh, it's like a protecting.
Yeah, it protects it.
Okay, well, I'll reach out to my local mechanist.
I mean, I'll fix it now. Just,
Okay.
I won't be here
It'd be
forever.
really nice if you did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And sure you don't want to stay?
Like tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I know you're gonna stay.
Oh, I mean, I can.
If you want, you don't have to.
Did you mean like stay here or like stay?
Maybe both. I don't know. Look, we're just getting to know each other. It's fine.
Okay.
All right,
I'm gonna fix your stove.
I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go.
The two empaths talking to each other and not.
I'm gonna go sweep the stables.
Yeah.
There are no
I'm fixing the stove.
I'm gonna go
Can I make a stove fixing?
wash my horse.
I think the one thing Azad would like to do, once Raven is a bit more freed up, and just go, has there anything new happened in town lately? I've been away for a while, and any information, any new things, new strangers, perhaps?
New strangers.
Or anything of strange note?
Strange note. Well, Mayor's still a jerk.
Well, remember what we said about other people and how we talk about them.
Okay, Mayor's still a real jerk.
Fair point.
It's very real. And let's see here. Pack's still around. That's a weird one. The Pack. I don't know if it's good or not, but at least it's more of an organized crime versus just random chaos.
Hopefully someone will be there to take care of them, perhaps very soon.
Okay.
Are we hearing any of this?
She's not being quiet about it.
Okay.
Let's see here. The church is starting to grow a little bit. People are warming up to, well, the poor father. I mean, he's been giving out food, like almost every other day. He's been trying to like help, which has been nice. And I don't even know where it's all coming from. I don't know if he's like taking donations, but he's been like doing his best to feed people that are hungry.
Well, where there's a means, there's a way, and I'm sure the father has found his way, and I'm glad he's doing his part.
He seems to be doing more than his part, and I think that's why the church is growing a little bit. It's because he's really being very generous.
I should go visit him sometime soon. But,
I'm sure he'd love it. Yeah, that's about it. Crime is organized instead of chaos, so that's nice.
At least that's a pattern.
People are afraid of the dragon still.
Kirka's eyebrows, if she had any, would shoot up.
What dragon? Oh, he's the leader of the pack.
I beg your pardon.
What?
I was just making a dumb joke. Leader of the pack.
I haven't heard that one.
I don't know. I'm a bard, so I'm really familiar with a lot of different kinds of
Could you
music.
sing a song?
Oh, I couldn't. You want me to?
I would love that. Oh my god. Yeah, really? I'll open up the doors. Maybe we'll get some foot traffic in here.
Oh, that sounds great.
That does sound great. Doesn't that sound great, everybody? Have you heard her sing before? Is she good? Are you good?
Oh, I don't know. And Beatrice, I look at Beatrice and Carol.
She is so good.
Stop. Stop.
Did Beatrice and Carol like run back up for you? Like
They're gonna be doing the vroom vrooms when I'm doing the.
I love Beatrice.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I'll get up there and do like it's a very like happy birthday, Mr. President kind of performance.
That is scandalous.
It has a little choreographed like set of moves that the girls are doing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
As they say, new blood and new talent can bring a new faith.
Well, I'm suddenly far more interested in the pamphlets. I didn't know this was part of the whole thing.
It can be.
It can be. Well, you were selling something way different than what she's selling.
Well, I feel like we all have different talents.
Sure.
I mean, I can dance for you.
Hers are enormous.
I'm so upset.
Okay, let's move
The
on.
talents. Okay. So, yeah, and you notice like people are starting to like. She's good for business.
Now I'm picturing the plot of Sister Act.
Yep.
Also, that's about a half hour.
New campaign, that's what we're doing.
Nibblety Part 2.
I call dibs on the cherubim nun.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
happy day.
Cherub.
Sarah. Yeah.
Well, I know it's getting late. How's your tummy there, bud?
Oh, I'm just fine. I think it is about time that I just head off and get some late night reading in whenever you two are ready.
Do you want to stay here? Do you want to? I mean, it's
I am
fine.
genuinely so confused.
What?
I don't know if I'm supposed to be staying here. I still told you I would stay with you.
I mean, it's totally fine. It's more convenient. I mean, there's no like food or anything at the school, so if you want to stay here, get your breakfast and morning coffee and all that, like, it's not gonna hurt my feelings.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Assad, where are you staying?
Oh, my usual, but unless you would like me to stay with you again.
I mean, you have already paid so much that I don't really feel right charging you for...
Oh, I don't mind.
I mean, you guys could have all 3 rooms for like a week for what you've already done. And also, like, look, there's people coming in. In fact, I'll be right back.
Of course,
I'll be right
of course,
back. What can I get for you, sir? And she kind of starts seeing to other patrons.
Gwen, how far is it from here to the temple?
Oh, how do I?
You would know. It depends on which means of transportation you're using.
Yeah.
It's a long walk, but it's a short roll.
Short roll. Yeah. I mean, I'd say maybe like 10, 15 minutes up the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tops.
Great.
Yeah, it's not too far by. It's the same general part of town. And you hear kind of guys saying, the Nettles has never seen anything like this before. She's amazing. She is amazing. Look at her go. And she's got backup dancers and everything. This is great. It's the best thing I've seen in the Nettles in a long time.
Well, I'm sure if you come to the church, you might see more.
For real, in the church?
Well, more of just the sermons and her charming personality.
Yes, a very charming personality. And you keep on hearing him talking about how you've not seen anything in the Nettles like this in a very long time.
And what would we know about the Nettles?
You wouldn't know squat about the Nettles, I don't think.
We don't
But
know.
you
That doesn't mean
two,
anything?
Yeah.
you two would just, you don't need to do a history check. The lower part of town where people tend to kind of struggle financially is known as the Nettles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I know who the mayor is?
A real jerk. We covered it.
He's a real jerk. You would absolutely know the mayor who has a real name. No, his name is
Mayor McMarison?
Mayor Berthoud Baxter, and
Baxter,
he is
okay.
a big, boisterous gentleman, typically well dressed. Is exceptionally well dressed for Ontrior, like a little bit excessive.
Okay.
Mayor Baxter, you said?
Yep, Berthoud Baxter.
Berthoud?
Mm-hmm.
B-E-R-T-H-I-D?
B-E-R-T-H-O-U-D.
Oh.
Oh, you birthed it. Just birthed it into being.
That's
Oh,
right.
gosh.
My notes are just Mayor Bertha Baxter, a real jerk.
Jerk. Okay.
All right. Well,
Kirky's
Welcome.
just chilling by the fire,
okay.
so.
He just turns to everybody. I do apologize. I need to head out, but it was a pleasure to meet you all. Welcome to Antreal. Welcome back to Antreal.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. So I'm gonna miss you already. Goodbye. She's
Oh, I'm sure you will.
starts talking to Rita.
I'm going to go make my evening prayers and bid adieu for the night. But hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. I would love to take you to the church and give you a tour of that if you would like. I'm sure the father would love to meet you and say hello, and perhaps have your own sermons to provide for the holy day tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know. I've never given a sermon before, but
First time for everything, correct?
yeah, sure.
I'm not sure what else you all would need, but I'm sure the town would love to help in any sort of way. I would be happy to make myself of service if I'm not busy, but for the night, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
And do you step up for prayer?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So you see him walk outside, and as he's walking out, he's instead of going to any building, he kind of turns towards is like a forest or an open clearing in the forest. He goes to a small patch of dirt, and as he stands there, you see his demeanor kind of just calms down quite a bit, not being as flashy as he was before. The light or the shirt, the material on his shirt, muted a lot more, almost in the darker tones of browns and greens. And he takes off his shoes, presses his legs into the dirt, and you just see him this feels right. And he just starts meditating in that and kind of reaches out if he can and asks, I hope I am doing right by you. I hope you are well and that more have come to your fold and have embraced your teachings and your ways. And I keep doing my best. But if there's any other guidance you can provide me on how I could do it better, my ears are open and feet are firmly in the ground.
It takes very little time, and you feel this rush of warmth over your entire body, like an embrace from a treasured friend or a mother figure. And you're just held, comforted, and welcomed, and free. Welcome home, my beloved.
Thank you, Mother. It is good to be back. It's been a long journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much for spreading our word. I love you.
Thank you. It means more than I can express, more than I deserve.
We're going to flash back to the inn.
Should we do shots?
No, I just wanted to ask
Yeah?
something about timing really quick. I thought we were in the morning, and it occurs to me that we've all just said goodnight. But didn't the train pull up like late morning?
Train's been going a while.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, my apologies.
No,
You're
it's
okay.
fine.
You're okay.
I lost track too, so.
Train was going a long time, longer than we expected. There was an upset with a very nauseous bulldog that kind of delayed the journey a little bit.
Right.
It's early evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And help me again remember what time of year it is.
Early summer.
Okay.
Yeah. And you notice even in the summer, it's a little chilly here. Misty at almost all times. And Raywin is enjoying a little bit of a little boon of business as people from around town have heard about these fun strangers, and you keep on hearing there's 2 Sanctus there now. There's 2 Sanctus. That's really cool. And people, you're probably very accustomed to this, sister, where people are just showing up to kind of bask in your whole vibe. And they're like, do another song.
Oh, I couldn't.
Mistress, you must do another song.
Okay, I will.
I knew she would do another song. And Raywin's like,
do another song.
And then people kind of occasionally kind of expectantly look at you, Kirka.
You want to join me? We could duet.
Do what?
We could duet, sing together.
Oh, no, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Oh, okay.
You're doing wonderfully, dear.
Oh, thank you.
Please. And she does just look very comfortable by the fire, in no way interested in performing, but very interested in consuming. So, do you do your little dance?
Nice.
She basically, if anybody is staring at her, she'll just sort of sip her whiskey tea, and sometimes just stare back with a faint smile. Sometimes. Is there something I can help you with?
Nope, we were just thinking that. Nope, we're just one more, please. And Ray was like, coming right up, and the evening kind of plays on as the night grows longer. Azad is missing. What do you do?
Oh, I should really probably get to the temple. Just so much more fun here.
Do you need an escort?
To the temple?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe if somebody's not, busy.
I could do it.
Maybe just like a little evening walk. Just me and some escort to the temple.
I could do it.
Yeah. Obviously, just not paying any attention to any of those. Pale man, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, doctor, you could escort me to the temple.
I would be more than happy to make sure that you are safe and sound. I think that I'm supposed to be with them, but if you need me, sure.
It's settled.
Wow. All right.
I could also take in the night some fresh air. Sounds.
Oh
lovely.
yeah, I guess
if
that's
you don't
fine.
mind, I'm actually very interested in seeing this temple and The temple, is this the same father, the same priest who's been like giving out money? Same guy?
Yeah,
Food?
maybe food.
Food. I'm fascinated to see what sort of resources they have in a town such as this.
Yeah, I
It seems
suppose
to have fallen on hard times.
Yeah, I guess you might as well come along. That's fine.
If that's meet with you.
Sure. Yeah, why wouldn't it be,
And now, wait, that doesn't make any sense. I was negging you.
How the turns have tabled.
How dare! The dog's all about it and is already pretty much halfway out the door, so she'll just sort of gather her things and process that.
Okay. Retha, are you staying? Where are you staying, bud?
I'm staying at the inn. I
Okay.
was invited. Yep.
You were thoroughly invited.
Yeah, and I don't have to pay for it.
It's true.
Retha's not paying for anything.
It's the best way to live.
Retha's got a maid. That's great.
Gwen?
Are we, like, where are we in our night? Do we feel like we're, like, wrapping?
It's probably time to wrap.
Okay. Gwen is gonna go outside, and she's gonna sort of situate herself on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the weather like tonight, DM?
It's a little hazy.
Can I see the stars?
No.
Okay.
It's-
Well
it's
then,
too
I'm
stinking
just gonna
hazy.
not do anything on the porch. That's fine.
Oh,
I'm just gonna sit
sorry.
there.
But as you're alone in this moment, you see kind of an old beggar woman kind of shuffling down the streets. And she kind of looks at you. Says, "Are you hungry?"
I ate, but I think I should maybe ask the same thing of you. Can I get you anything from inside?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Welcome home.
Thank you, Mother.
She keeps walking. Internally, to the. Are you staying? Are you guys are going to the church?
I'm escorting.
I'm going to the church.
That's all.
Victor is going to church.
He got voluntold.
Yeah, I'll be escorting and then doing everything I can to leave that church.
I have this great idea. What if everybody in the party goes to a different location? That'd be so fun for Jesse.
It will be fun for Jesse.
Sorry.
I'm leaving that church as soon as I can, so I will be elsewhere.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with you guys. I think Gwen will see y'all like sort of heading that way, and
Oh, great! It's a whole party.
I'm probably just fixing random shit around this. Like I've moved to the stairs and I'm assembling that.
Nice, just fixing the stairs. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Retha, you're not coming with us?
Oh, I can come. Sure.
It's going to be a most exciting adventure, I'm sure.
Oh, this is so fun. Now we just need Azad. Don't you just miss him?
You can make a investigation check.
Certainly noticed his absence.
Investigation.
You
finally get to roll. It's a 17.
17. I mean, you don't see him anywhere around town. I would not. Is Eloise an experienced tracker of men?
Oh, well, when you put it that way.
Very specific.
Not in the way that you mean.
Then you know he's definitely like not around.
Oh, he's not around.
I would imagine that at this time, though, like you probably see him if you're looking for me, like coming out from the woods.
Oh, here he comes. Azad! Azad!
Hello, have you not adjourned?
We're just
for the
headed
night?
to the temple.
At this hour, I'm not sure the father would be awake, but it would be a.
Well, but that's where I'm supposed to stay. What am I supposed to do?
You could stay at the inn. You could just go.
Should I do that? Should we all stay at the inn?
I mean, if we're heading there, I also would love to have a word with the father. If he's available, we can meet him. If not, we could all head over there. Seems like everybody almost, except for our mechanist, is here, and perhaps we can meet either tonight or tomorrow morning if it's
No,
more
Retha's
convenient.
coming.
Oh,
They're
Rita's.
joining
Sorry,
us.
my
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah. No, Rita's finishing up over there. It's like I'll be there in a sec.
Well then, I suppose I could take you all there and meet the father and get you your accommodations. I'm sure he'd be loving to help you. I do apologize. I had to take care of some of my own business outside, so I didn't know that you needed to get there.
Yeah, there's a bathroom in the inn.
Oh, very true. Very true.
And do you head towards the?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
You know the way. You probably know the way.
Yeah.
And as you see in the distance a very tall figure, kind of hunched over, and it seems to be communicating with a small figure in the distance. And you can kind of see it like a small chapel in in the background.
Do I recognize this silhouette?
Could be the chaplain.
Oh.
It probably is.
Oh, hello, Father. Is that you over there?
He looks up. Azad.
Pleasure to meet you. May the mother be with you.
It's very good to see you. And he runs over and he gives you this big hug. You
Oh.
feel just warm, just kind and loving.
It's such a pleasure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chaplain Grandin Alivar. It's very nice to meet you. And you see this tall, very, very picturesque-looking half-elven man. He's got this smooth black hair and just piercing blue eyes.
Hello, Chaplain. I'm your new sister.
Welcome, sister. I am Grandin.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. I just can't wait for us to share the temple time together.
Lovely, sister. Do you have a name?
Eloise.
Eloise. Very nice to meet you. This
is Beatrice and Carol.
Will they be joining us?
Oh, yes. We go everywhere together. Well, not everywhere.
Lovely. You'll pardon me. I have one little bit of business. And he pulls a it looks to be some sort of little bundle of something out of a satchel and hands it to a young boy. And he gives him a little hug. And the little guy grabs it and he takes a bite out of it and runs off. He's like, sorry. Pastor's work is never done. Well, sure, we do have accommodations for those of the cloth. You could.
What is the state of? I assume we're at the chapel at this point.
It's kind of dark.
What's it like?
It's a little overgrown. With
Overgrown?
Just, there's just like plants growing up the side of it and shit. And but it looks okay. It doesn't look like. It's not ornate, especially if you've been to like chapels in like the Lucian capital. They're beautiful. This is very humble.
Is there, obviously when I hear the word chapel, I think of a Christian chapel. Is there a sign of Luciana? What does a chapel, Lucian chapel look like?
Sure, yeah, there's her emblem, and it looks like kind of an outline of a woman standing in flames holding her arms out. And that's like right above the door.
Okay.
It's very clearly like a Lucian chapel.
Okay.
And your friends are also. I mean, I don't think I have accommodations for everyone.
No.
Oh, you couldn't drag the doctor in, I'll bet.
No, I'd be just fine. I'm just here to escort.
Well,
sorry.
If there's anything you do look a bit peaked. Are you hungry?
I could eat.
Of course. Here
No,
you go.
you will not. You will do
none
no
of
such
that.
thing.
Nothing from that particular satchel.
For
Thank
one
you.
thing, it might burn your insides.
I assure you it will not.
No, that's clearly specifically for somebody else. I promise I'm quite fine. If I'm really that famished, I can go right back over there where we just came from. But thank you so much.
Malnourished and down on the luck, and
my luck is just fine, I assure you.
Father, it seems there are many in this town who are down on their luck, and yet the church seems adequately able to provide. How is that so?
Well, thanks to the beneficence of local bakers and the local farmers, especially. I've taken up baking myself. He rolls up his sleeves a little bit.
It's gotten quite better.
I've gotten quite better. It's not good, but better.
So.
Not your calling.
Not my calling. No.
Can I? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I just wonder if I could insight check him.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Go for it.
Because
I would also, yeah.
Like just because like people who are down on their luck can't usually donate stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want to know if that's true. That's 16.
16. I mean, yeah, that's weird. People who are down on their luck can't usually donate stuff.
Can I look at what's his clothes like? Does he look like he's?
Give me a perception check. It's a little dark out.
But he seems like he's being like honest and
Yeah.
like
For the
he's
most
not
part.
hiding anything necessarily that I can
Another
see.
It's just a
16.
9.
You gotta get new
9.
dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop with this. I'm gonna use my friend's dice.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I have a lot here if you want to borrow
even
one.
with a 9,
Dice jail.
This
First
one
dice
has been
jail.
blessed.
Dice jail.
It's made with
You
love.
go.
even with a 9,
It's
You're
me.
able to tell that his clothes, they're not in the best shape.
Okay.
They're humble, even when they were brand new, probably. And they seem to be, you can see like flour on parts of it. Like he clearly has been baking.
He's been doing some stuff.
Wow, he bakes. So neat.
He's like, well, you're free to join me for the evening, of course. As are you, Azar.
Of course.
Me join you? Oh, you mean in the temple? I get it.
Are any of the rest of you Lucians?
Of course.
You're well. If you need, of course, if you need a roof over your head, please never ever hesitate.
Thank you. I'm from a sect you may not know as well, but we do, of course, honor the mother among my people.
Oh, well, that's delightful. You must forgive me. I don't believe you seem sanctus adjacent. I'm sorry if that's offensive. Yeah, I didn't have another word for it.
No, I am of the Dragonsworn. Do you get to the city often, Father?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm a bit of a country lad.
Yes.
Sorry.
This is new for me as well.
Well, welcome. If there's anything I can do to make you more comfortable in your stay.
Thank you.
It's just, will you be staying with us, Azad?
Oh, if you would have me.
Of course.
If not, yeah, I have accommodations at the inn if need to be, but...
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Wherever you need me.
Wherever we are needed, yes?
Indeed.
Yes, wherever we are needed.
And if you are in need of a conversation later, I would love to know how the business is coming along in the church and how the congregation has been expanding, if at all, and what I can do to help.
Well, there's lots of work to be done. I would love to have that with you.
Of course.
Well, let me show you the women's quarters.
Sure, yes.
Retha's carrying your bags.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Will you be staying with us?
Oh, no, I'm also at the inn.
At the inn. All right, the
Getting
inn.
pulled in so many different...
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, come along, and your accompaniment, Beatrice, and I'm sorry?
Carol.
Carol.
I would be fascinated to see your accommodations.
They're humble, but yes, come along. Very humble, I'm sorry. So over here is the rectory, and that's where I'll be staying. Over here, and he kind of walks around to the far side of the church. There's just a completely separate building, is where you will be staying. I'm sorry, it is humble. There's a small kitchen fire inside, and 4 cots.
Oh.
Yes?
Oh.
We have
Yeah.
a lot of work to do.
Yes.
I'm excited to work with you.
Oh, yes, certainly.
We can distribute. I must insist you try the baking. I'm getting better, right?
Very much
Just
so.
not a very reassuring way to phrase that,
When we start somewhere, correct? And
Yes.
we only get better as we go.
Yes.
As
Maybe
is the teachings of the mother.
maybe you could help with the baking tomorrow. There are lots of mouths to feed here in Antrio.
Yeah.
What were the traditional roles of a sister in the high church?
Oh, well, we pray and we light candles and incense and stuff. And sometimes we have to walk in very straight lines or stand in places, when there's services.
Can I make an insider religion
Yeah, make
check?
it. Let's go with the religion.
That
Actually,
sounds... You're the personality hire for her.
Hold on.
Like, is she slowly realizing she doesn't know what she does? Oh,
That's not really asked
a
a
lot of
me.
standing, actually.
And
Standing and
as KP
walking.
is rolling, go ahead.
That is a 7.
7
Actually,
plus
7.
7.
Can
it
I
is.
do an insight check?
Wait, was that a religion?
That was religion.
Oh, sorry,
Religion,
religion. Okay. Well, I'm a cleric-y type person,
Yeah.
I guess.
In the Grand Divine Chapel, there wasn't really, the space needs a lot of work, and the Grand Divine Chapel didn't really need any work because it was perfect. So,
I mean, that tracks for a large city church. It's more. There's a lot more ritual. There's a lot more standing around and singing things and saying things and listening to guys say things.
Less work.
Yeah, and Father Grandin says, "I'm sorry, we're a bit more hands-on in the ministry here."
oh,
Perhaps you'll learn to bake.
Oh, I could teach you what I know. I'm getting better. I promise.
well, you see, I got sent away from the Grand Divine Chapel for being a little bit too hands-on, if you know what I mean. So,
I'm afraid I don't.
they didn't tell you.
Well, no, I heard that we were going to gain a new.
Great.
Lovely. Well, if there's nothing else, I will show you your accommodations.
Sure.
And the rest of you, I hope to see you at service tomorrow. Huh?
Oh, I'm sure they will
Certainly.
come, especially the doctor. He's a new devout follower.
Oh,
I'm
please,
sure I
won't
can
you come
feel
to the
it.
service, Doctor?
I have a sneaking suspicion that I'll be very busy.
Oh no.
We have a doctor in town. Are you here to meet with Dr. Eisenbud?
I would love to meet with this doctor. Can you tell me whereabouts he usually is?
Sure. Yes, he's right on the border between the Nettles and Cat's Crown, the upper society.
I'm sure someone will point me in that direction soonly. You said Eisenbud.
Eisenbud. Yes.
Eisenbud.
Eisenbud.
Father, before we go, what is the pack?
The pack. They are
Nuisance.
ne'er-do-wells at times, but in recent years they've gained a leader, a powerful figure known as the Dragon.
I see. And why is he called that?
I don't rightly know.
Has anybody seen him?
Lots of people talk about the Dragon, how he is 10 feet tall, and he's got horns of fire and wings of flame, but I've never laid eyes upon him.
No dragon of fire would ever behave in such a manner.
I will defer to your wisdom. Clearly, you're more familiar with these things than I. Yes, but
When did they come?
the Dragon, a couple of years
The
ago.
pack?
The pack. They've been a nuisance for years, but they were always a few street toughs and pickpockets and cut purses. Now the pack, they stick together.
Part of the dilapidation of this town is kind of related to this new organized method. They have unfortunately been a more of a leech, a sucking the life and livelihood of the people around here. We are doing our best.
We're doing. You've been gone a minute. Recently, they've been targeting those up in Cat's Crown a little more.
Really? Changing their ways a little, are they?
Maybe there's just more money there. I'm not sure.
Forgive me, we just disembarked from a train full of livestock that was coming here. Where do the animals go?
Oh, all over. We are a farm town, so.
And yet no one's eating meat at the inn.
No, well, it's expensive, and I didn't help you disembark from the train, but perhaps there was more livestock than I was aware. What kind of things did you see?
Oh, some goats.
Oh, goats probably good.
Yes, I'm not kidding. Goats, pigs,
Lovely.
cows, the usual.
That's going to be good.
I would just think is the last town before the port that the church surely would send more.
Wait, this is Galia.
That means something.
And we all know what it means.
We're all
Because we live in this world.
I'm going to assume, can I roll and see if I can ascertain what that means, or would I sort of know what that means?
You'd kind of know. You'd kind of know.
This is a backwater and they don't take us, they are at war with the old gods, essentially.
Galia is a land of the old gods. The people are notoriously resistant to influence and empires.
Yes.
And they're stubborn in a cool way. And the church also knows that. And so you're not going to get as much support from the Lucian divinity.
Right.
And as the night progresses, you're shown to your quarters. And Father Grannon gives you all like his best, like, I've got things to do face. So if there's nothing else.
Nope. Bye.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you. I hope to see you in service tomorrow. No pressure. No pressure. Lots of good work to do for the good people of here of Entrieux. And with that, we will wrap up our first session of Roll for Initiative's new campaign, The Apron Strings.
Ooh, title just dropped.
And he's a baker.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Forrest Valkai,
Hi.
thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Charlotte, otherwise known as Kavatica, thank you for being here. Ginny D, I should be doing. Hey, why don't you tell people about who you are?
Yeah, we never introduced ourselves.
Yeah, I never let them introduce themselves. We can cut this in later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or right now.
Or right
Make it
now.
as awkward as possible.
Let's make it so awkward. Forrest, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm TV's The Internet's Forrest Valkai, and I'm here to play a game of Tales of the Valiant in order to raise money for Doctors Without Borders. If you like science, atheism, and general weirdness, you can check out my channels. Just head over to valkailabs.com, but what would mean a lot more to me is if you would use that donation link down below. That would be the coolest thing you could do that would make my heart just fill with joy.
What he said. My name is Charlotte Moore-Lambert. Wait, which camera am I talking to? That one?
Yeah.
That one? Hello. My name is Charlotte Moore-Lambert. I also go by Kavatica, where I'm extremely online. And I'm not 6,000 spiders in a human suit. And that's me. Please donate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ginny D. I am excited to get to play just for a little while with this awesome crew to raise money for an awesome cause and just be a real airhead the whole time.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Catie of Catie Living Studios. I'm a voice actor, cultural consultant, and photographer. And more than anything today, telling an amazing story for Doctor Without Borders. And would love to have you guys support this wonderful cause. Do stay around. We're going to tell so many more great stories and adventures. And keep donating.
Hi, I'm Amelia Som. All you need to know about me is that I'm immortal and I love space. Donate money to Doctors Without Borders.
You have such April Luckett energy, and I
Yes.
really
Right?
love it.
Yes. Specific.
Kate.
Hi, everybody. My name is Catie Osborn. I go by Catie Osborn on all the corners of the social media, where I am an actual play performer, educator, and advocate in the realms of neurodivergency and disability. And I'm real happy to be here. And also, you should put some money in the Doctors Without Borders bucket, because it's really important. And I don't know why my voice is doing this, but now
Could
I
be
have to
cute.
commit
A
to
bit higher
the
pitch.
bit.
Yeah,
you
more.
sound like
So
you're
if you watch
hostage.
this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
Hi.
And also donate, and the link is in the bio. That's about as high as it gets. So thanks for being here, everybody.
Now all the dogs want you to donate.
Thanks for the send out, Mickey Mouse. I appreciate that.
Sorry I did that.
Sorry about that, audio
Went
team.
through- yeah, wow.
And I was Jesse Jerdak, and I still have your back. Thank you so much for your donations. Thank you for your time, and I cannot wait to see you next time.
Bye.
Next time on Roll for InitiaGive. It sounded like someone might have been in distress.
I am.
Oh,
I made a new friend. She doesn't like me, but I think we're going to get along just fine.
you smell, for the first time since you've entered town, roasting meat.
Ember lifts her nose. It's a little-
Ember, low growl all of a sudden.
Oh.
And you see, banking from around a corner, a figure on fire, a humanoid running toward you, screaming in agony. And you hear with this low, deafening voice, Purgans Flama Immundus. And then you see this heavily armed figure step up from behind a building with this massive greatsword of flame and bisect this individual.
Camera's rolling, yo.
All right, are we ready to rock? Is this action?
Do we get sound? All good.
Excellent.
All right.
Great.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.